Hi everyone, welcome back to Beach Angel Tarot. I am going to do a full moon in Scorpio reading. Happy full moon to everyone. Happy pink moon to you all. And I've not done a full moon reading for quite a while. I used to do the moon phases and I've gotten away from that. But today I just feel like I want to tap into this moon's energy and see what comes. It is Scorpio. Scorpio is, of course, scorpionic energy and death energy. So very deep, right? And I was guided to this deck, which I bought this deck a long time ago, but I put it up on the shelf. I just bought it because of the beauty of the deck, and it called out to me today. So I'm going to add it and incorporate it into the reading, and it's just got this, the visual of this deck just kind of connects to the way I feel this moon's energy is. I guess you call that like a monotone kind of, all the cards, they're very beautiful. And so we're going to pull a tarot just with every placement, I think, and perhaps another oracle. I'm not sure where all we're going here, but I do want to incorporate this deck just for its beauty and it talking to me today to like bring me down off the shelf, it's saying. And then of course I'm going to be adding in the beginning the lunar nomad, which I always use in my moon readings. I used to. Spirit of darkness and light, see who's around. And we're going to start with Archangel Michael. We're going to also start with what's being released or surrendered to at this time, or will be helpful to surrender to. So that being said, let's dive in, connect with Archangel Michael, see what he's got to tell us for this full moon. And that one's backward. We're going to just put it in here. Let's tap into what this full moon, what Archangel Michael, God and the angels, calling in Archangel Michael for his protection. I really feel his energy around strongly at this time, so we're going to see what the collective message is. I just did a collective spirit guide reading the other day. It's probably the last one I uploaded to my channel, and it was so strange. I was like, what is this reading about? I'm still contemplating that reading. I've kind of scratched my head. I was like, because it brought up like the Kentucky Derby, which I never think about. I mean, I like horses, but they're not ever on my mind. That event is never on my mind. And the first couple cards, you know, the words of the Kentucky Derby flew into my head. And then when I Googled it, it is coming up soon. It's coming up May 4th. So there's just some feeling about, I just can't quite pinpoint what exactly that reading was. But anyway, tapping into the collective energies again. If you haven't caught that reading, it might be for you. It might be a message in there for you. So I was asking to connect to an overarching spirit guide that was with those that would be tuning into the channel. So let's just see what the full moon energies are in Scorpio. I am here today on the 23rd doing this reading. Archangel Michael's message to everyone is trust your angels. And it says, let go of your expectations of how your dreams will come true. Trust that heaven has a perfect plan. And then we're going to do the undercurrent. And it is don't give up on love. Oh, the dolphin energy, the water. Love that. And it says, a relationship you cherish can be healed. Allow me to clear the way for forgiveness so that love can thrive again. So, oh, I don't know why I did that. Put it upside down backward. So that's interesting. 36-9. So I think there are, what are those, soul numbers, or what are those numbers? 36-9, life purpose numbers. So your numbers might be 36-9. Anyway, yeah, very, very interesting. If you're having any issues with a love relationship or misunderstandings in relationship, just trust your angels and know that this can be repaired or healed or anything like that. Oh, there's like a little heart above their little snouts there. That's cute. But there is an energy of trusting coming up as well. I'm going to pull one more. I don't know why, but I'm being guided to pull one more. So let's just see. I'm not quite sure. I've created a little spread. I'm not quite sure where all we're going. If something pops into my mind, I will do it. I don't know. I just really wanted to tap in and see. Angels of healing are with you. Wow, a lot of blue and green. Look at that. The time of healing is about to bless your life. Accept Archangel Raphael's emerald green light while I enhance your strength. So you may see a lot of blue and green. It's weird because this one day, I don't know, it was in February. It was in early February. I had a day where I was seeing blue and green everywhere. I even said to a friend, the amount of blue and green that I was seeing, it just started to like, I mean, I know blues and greens are around us all the time, but it just started to become, I became very hyper aware of like everywhere I looked, something being blue and green where I hadn't really noticed it before. And so yeah, it was kind of odd. It was like a hypersensitivity. And so now I see it here. Kind of weird for me to be that memory to pop up. Anyway, Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael are working together for healing, perhaps in relationship, and for you to just trust, right? And to let go of an expectation of how things will work out or how things will come together. Heaven has a perfect plan, and not to worry, right? Which can sometimes be difficult. So let's see what the Lunar Nomad Oracle has to tell us. And I'm excited for this reading and to be tapping into the moon's energy. I haven't done one in quite a while. And from this one, I probably will read a little bit of the book. So if you don't like that part, you can fast forward or click off the reading. It's totally up to you. I like to do that sometimes with some of these oracles just to see what else pops for us from the text. So that being said, let's focus on the full moon in Scorpio. What message wants to come from the full moon in Scorpio for those that are guided to this reading in this moment. Nope. I keep hearing what's going on, what's going on. So you may be questioning what's going on, or somebody's questioning what's going on. And I'm almost hearing it in a song, like, what's going on? I don't know what the song is. I'll have to see if I find it on YouTube. And if I do, I'll put a link to it below. It's almost coming like in a song form. Oh yeah, I kind of hear the rest of it, the song. I can hear it, but you know, like you can kind of hear the words, but you don't really hear the words. I'll see if I find the song. Okay, I'm going to look for the song right this second because it's really, really bothering me. And again, you can fast forward if you don't like these kinds of things in a reading. I probably won't be able to find it without listening because I'm probably never going to find it. Okay, so I'll look later and see if I find it and put it under the description. So focusing on this full moon in Scorpio, what does it have to tell us? What opening energies besides trusting and healing of connections and love? Oh, wow, we have the sun. So it's funny because we're tapping into the full moon and we're getting the sun. So I feel like even though this is a Scorpio full moon and it has that undertone of the dark, you know, the death vibe, there's a lot of illumination coming up. There's a lot of warmth. There's a lot of clarity, I feel, happening. So I like to see that. And then the undercurrent is the seer. Whoa. And under that was a man, and he kind of jumped out. And then there's the coffin, there's the death that was on the top. This man kind of leapt out at me, so I'm going to leave the man out, but because the man has the lion, and so there's a lot of strength here. And it's just very beautiful imagery. Been really just drawn into like the imagery of things lately. Let's see. Coffin and the seer are top and bottom. So it can be like seeing beyond the veil when you put the seer with the coffin energy, especially with that illumination. So a lot of behind the scenes I'm hearing, knowing what's behind the scenes. This almost looks like X-ray, like see how the brain there and the cranium, and it just looks like very X-ray vision, kind of seeing beyond the veil. Let's just look at the sun and see some of the key points to the sun. Kind of it feels like the light at the end of the tunnel kind of feeling to me too. It says success, good health, vitality, electricity, warmth, victory, summer, invention, ideas, thinking. The sun and the moon can work in tandem or opposition. The sun represents the solar self, which is the left brain analytical, which is interesting because they're showing a brain here. Analytical mind that uses logic to comprehend life and experience. The solar self believes in all that it can be seen, touched, and quantified. Rational thinking and scientific understanding are the hallmark of the solar self. The sun glorifies power by exerting dominance and force over you. So much of our world works under the influence of the sun and the solar self. Societal power works from a place of fear, dominance, control, and oppression. I don't want to get into all that. The sun shows you the way to take abstract impressions and apply logical progression in a way that you can manifest energy into reality. So that felt key. It says the sun shows you the way to take an abstract impression, which would be kind of like this, right? And apply logical progression. In this way, you can manifest energy into reality. It radiates rays of inspiration, clearing away shadows of doubt and confusion. Clearing away shadows of doubt and confusion. So being able to see the way through without doubt and confusion. So I feel like there's a clearing off of fears, doubt, and confusion from this moon. Because it's, death is one of the, coffin represents that death energy of Scorpio, but it's one of the places where we can't see into it. We don't really know what's in there, right? And this is peering inside, and this looks like an X-ray. This is talking about taking those impressions with logical progression and manifesting energy into reality. So it's like seeing the way clear, I feel, through a situation that's unknown, that's confusing, and just feeling like you have to feel your way through. It's like being in a cave without a candle or a light, right? And you have been in there and you've just been like trying to guess, feel your way through, ask other people, figuring it out, that kind of thing, where now light enters and you're able to kind of see now where you're going. And it's funny because she kind of even looks like she's walking around in such a space like that. So it says, when the sun appears, you can look to astrology for more answers. By understanding your sun sign, you might gain insight into your dominant personality traits and how you approach the world. You can look to your moon sign to help understand your deeper nature. So you may want to also look right now at your sun and your moon and see and bring a message together, like with a trusted astrologer or somebody that's really good on YouTube if you have favorites. So yeah, I want to just kind of look at the coffin really quick. 8. And so it says respite, ending, burial, death, life, change, illness, depletion. The sands of time trickle through the hourglass as a sign of impending change, losses and endings, everything passing away. You see fractures in the skull and that form cracks in the glass caused by the pecking of the crow. He is the keeper of mysteries, guiding us deeper into the fuzzy darkness of the unknown, where death and transformation spin the wheels of creation. Times are changing. Embrace the change with grace or resist it with pain. Eventually, the bones of what is known will turn to dust in this funerary urn. The coffin provokes our greatest human fear, the fear of death and total loss. Many of us are terrified by the death, somehow believing that the end comes with judgment and pain. Others are terrified because they believe death brings nothing but total blackness and annihilation of our awareness. Deep in your soul, you know the truth that what lies beyond is not the loss of life, awareness, or individuality. Slipping into the hands of death is a transition, becoming the clay of divinity to be shaped into another whole and beautiful masterpiece. as you awaken to your lunar self. So there's an awakening to the lunar self, I feel too. You discover that everything is energy. And I feel like you're going to be able to see energy. And that takes me to another reading I just did. I'm not sure which one it was. In the beginning, it was the eyes and sound. It was seeing sight and sound. It's showing me that in my mind's eye right now. As you awaken to your lunar self, you discover that everything is energy. Energy is the day of the universe that shapes and forms everything. When one thing comes to an end, the alchemical process begins transforming it into another form. No ending, just a change of form, vibration, and frequency. The coffin tells us we are dying from a former state to be reborn anew. So there's definitely a lot of strong energy around, as I anticipated. It's showing man energy, so it can be masculine energy is what's transforming. And I'm not pointing to another person in your life. Everything is inner reflected, and so this can be your inner, like if you're in a female body and you're primarily a feminine energy, your masculine can, how you relate in your masculine energy can be transforming. And as it transforms, everyone else around you will relate to you differently, because you're standing more in your masculine power, you're seeing your masculine power differently. So I mean, just because the man, like, he popped out and like lurched at me there when I was taking the top and the bottom, so I felt he was relevant, and I definitely feel it here too. And that can be what's helping bring healing as well. Okay, so we are going to touch on one of the placements I had was what is being taken from us, whether we like it or not. It was one of the placements, so that's kind of interesting that death is coming up. But there is illumination, there's a balance of light and dark, and they're seeing through confusion into a place where there was a lot of unknown, right? So, what should we surrender? Or what will be being surrendered, or what should we surrender to at this time? Right where I cut, I'm going to show, but I'm going to pull another one. And so right where I cut, it says surrender to rest and sleep, surrender to silence. So that this time, and surrender and sleep, sleep is the slumber, death is slumber, right, is sleep, and it is silent. And so it feels very underworld. It feels very, really death-like. It's kind of funny that it keeps coming up here with the coffin and the silence there. So I'm going to put it back and see what actually comes up, but that's interesting. So you may, try to give yourself more time to sleep, try to be more in contemplation and silence through this moon phase is going to be helpful as well. Going inward, right? We hear that a lot, but really taking it on board. So focusing on what needs to be surrendered, or what will be surrendered in this moon's energy. It's either going to fall, or I'm definitely going to know it when I see it, I feel. And there we have it. Surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will bring you clarity or even solve the problem. We have apple, temptation. Top was addictions. Undercurrent was magic of who you are. Just as a side note, in case you're wondering, but I'm not going to take those or read into them, but a lot of people like to know what's there. So there may be an addictive thinking thing going on there, and there is the apple, of course, represents knowledge, but it also talks about temptation, but letting that go, thinking about it, we're talking about trusting the angels. Just let your thought patterns kind of go. And a fear, it can become obsessive. Like if you're in a fear state about something, or something that you don't know, or you're trying to figure out, that's what can start causing obsessive thinking too. So very, very interesting opening energies. Oh, we're going to do the spirit of darkness and light. What spirit of darkness and light is with us? Right there, I see another apple. It's interesting. So I feel like the apple is, and it says test, offer temptation. I feel the apple is relevant too. So it may be a sign. Apples may be a sign, or you may want to work with apple in ritual or something for an offering if you're working in the energies for this full moon. So focusing on what spirit of darkness and light is with us through this full moon, and I definitely feel it's this one, and it is spirit of the rabbit, fertility, sex, spring, which we are in spring. Undercurrent there is the spirit of ascension or staircase, ascension, progress, the long way home, and then the top is spells, captivation, temporary enchantment. Oh, isn't that funny? Because it wasn't there like a enchanted apple. What is the fairy tale? There's some kind of weird fairy tale with an enchanted apple. I don't know what it was. You know, like a witch put a spell on an apple or something. I don't know. Kind of brought that to mind. But those were the tops and bottoms. I'm not going to take them. But spirit of the rabbit. And we are, like I said, in spring. So, and this is the pink moon. So it's kind of all going together with the spring. So rabbit and apple can be signs from spirit. Sacral chakras coming up. And yeah, let's dive into this spread and see what comes. So what cycle is ending with this moon? What cycle is ending? I'm going to do the tarot. I'm going to see if any of the oracles talk to me. I'm not sure here. What cycle is ending with this moon? And it is, I think, the Ten of Pentacles. Yep, Ten of Pentacles. It says wealth. And I want to see what else they're saying. I'm going to use the charm cards for some reason. So something long term. I'm going to just see. I don't no idea why I want to use these charms. And fan, intensify fell out. Some long term inner guidance. So I feel like, again, it feels like that opening message of, you know, having to like been in a cave and kind of looking around to see where I'm at. Like it feels like the Hermit. This is talking to me, it says wealth, but to me it's talking, the Ten of Pentacles talks about something long-term. It's been a long-term cycle, something that may have been 10 months, 10 years, you know, hard to say, 10 weeks for some, but there's been something where you've been mulling around in the dark for a while, trying to figure something out. It may have felt intense with the fan, and it may at times have flared up. It may have caused obsessive thinking, trying to get illumination, trying to find this, whatever this is out. It's going back to that opening message where I felt like, you know, was walking around in a cave trying to kind of get an idea, you know, looking in the dark, trying to see what's beyond into the unknown. So a cycle of trying to figure something out is what is coming to a close, I feel. And it may have been something that you've been struggling with for a while, trying to figure out for a while now is ending. What will this moon shine light upon? So let's see. What will this moon shine light upon? Moonshine. Anyone to drink some moonshine? What will this moon shine light on? I just feel like I want to give it a couple good waffles. What will this moon shine? Two came out. Undercurrent. Queen of Wands is under there. Wow, these are beautiful imageries on these cards. I mean to tell you what, it's just like unbelievable. Top is material gains. Looks like 9 of Pentacles. I just want to kind of take a note, but I'm going to look at the 2 that came out first. And it is the Hierophant, which I saw on the first cut with the Chariot. And we have the King of Pentacles. So a lot of energy around Earth. You know, the Hierophant is Taurus, I believe. This is a Pentacle. We had, what did we have back here? Yeah, we had 10 of Pentacles. This is interesting. Something in the physicality, a physical, oh my gosh, I want to say the words, commitment. It's going to shine light on a physical commitment, and it can come now in the sign of Taurus, because I think Hierophant's, if I'm not mistaken, connected to Taurus time frame, and then, you know, you can even see the Taurus, you know, the bull or whatever there under this King of Pentacles. And so, and there's the sun even, or the sun, yeah, the sun, the moon. I feel like the moon is really going to illuminate something in the physical in regards to connection or commitment energy, like a formal, it's grounded. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, oh my God, I can't talk. Queen of Wands, isn't that beautiful? Every single card, I don't know, I should use this deck more often. And 9 of Pentacles, I think I'm going to get it out and start using it for myself. And, you know, this talks about, this feels very free-spirited. This feels very, of course, grounded, but fiery. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, it's going to shine light on a 3D physical and interesting here. King of Cups. And he's got the moon shining on him too. So I feel like it's going to shine light on possibly a man, because we had man coming back here. But again, remember what I said, this can be your own inner masculine, like really seeing yourself in the masculine energy, or being able to see something about your masculine side. So keep that in mind. But it's talking about the beliefs of man, the commitment of a man. Beliefs and commitment are coming up with the Hierophant for me. Also 5D energy could be in there a little bit, but I just want to keeping it real in the 3D. I feel like it's going to shine a light on this man, and I want to use the words reality, in all reality, in all realness. Okay, so you're going to see something in its realness. Top card there they wanted me to look is the Lover. So this could be someone you are connected to through romantic connection. I'm hearing the word yin and yang. And it's going to happen, I feel, in Taurus. Okay, so, you know, a little bit further. I mean, we're coming up into Taurus. Oh, I guess we are. Maybe we're in Taurus now. Heaven's sakes, it's the 23rd. I'm thinking the 21st. But so we're already in the 23rd. I guess we are in Taurus. But it's, and it may be just pointing to that too, but it's going to be it's like a sense of a truth of a man, or the truth of your masculine, however you want to put it. Your own inner masculine, or someone you're connected to. Focusing on, and I love how the moon is shining on them, because that was the placement. What is the moon going to shine light on? And it's behind this man. So it's lighting this man up. In his realness, and maybe in his emotional state, maybe his real emotional state, if we put it together. So let's see what other cards want to come up here with this charms. Let's just add And we have flag, pride. So undercurrent there is spring. Could have something to do with their pride, ego, you know. Also flags represent freedom as well. So that spring energy out there coming up. So yeah. And I'm seeing a lot of red. The top was the bow tie, and there it says style, but it's got a lot of red on it too. So red, white, and blue is freedom, liberation. Oh, I see, freedom of pride. Freedom of pride. So you could be releasing some pride. Maybe there's pride on your in your masculine energy within yourself, and you may be releasing that, or you know, if someone you're connected to may be releasing their pride as well. So just saying, there we go. This is what's going to be illuminated, or what it's going to shine a light on. What is healing in this moon's energy? Oh, and then the lion, they're saying pride. You know how like there's I guess a group of male lions, or what is that called, a pride? So it's going back to this too. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Freedom from pride. Okay, so what is healing in this moon's energy? What is healing in this moon's energy? I'm just going to kind of put those back. If you want to see them, you'll have to rewind or back up the video. Okay, what is healing in this moon's energy? And it is loss of something. Prejudice? I don't know what it says there, but it's 5 of Pentacles. So, oh no, it is, no, it says the 5 of Cups. The cups are laying there, and it's weird because I thought it was Pentacles. Undercurrent is death itself, kind of funny. And 3 of Pentacles, natural work, material world or material work. I don't know what it says. I cannot see. The descriptive on here is bad, but it's the 3 of Pentacles, and so there is some sort of, what is healing is loss, and loss of collaboration, loss of working together, loss of feeling interconnected with other people and support, right? So what's healing is that sense of emotional disappointment and loss. I still feel there's a little bit of a sense of physical loss since I saw it that way first, but it's talking about a transition of feeling perhaps abandoned, even emotional disappointment, emotional loss. There's also communication. So it can be a healing of a loss of communication, or feeling like, you know, again, that sense of abandonment or miscommunication coming up. There's a healing in that way. It's kind of interesting that the Death card came up when we have that Scorpio. So it's helping heal those areas where you feel like you're not being supported emotionally, or you've been left out in the cold, or you're not part of a, I want to say, covenant, or, you know, part of community, or part of a structure that you once were part of, right? So take that as you will. And it may have to do with communication because it was there too. And let's see what else the charms have to say. If they have to say anything about what's healing, or if they're just gonna, oh, these 2 are still in there. The Queen of Wands was still there with the 9 of Pentacles. I don't want to pick those up. Okay, what is healing in this moon's energy? What is healing? Carrot group. They couldn't said it no more better than I just said it with the 3 of Pentacles. It's feeling like, you know, healing, you know, you're not in a group, you're not working together, and then the hunger and the spoon, hungering for love. If you didn't have this, you know, if this needs healed, that means you're feeling left out. You're not feeling I was going to say nervous. You're not feeling nourished, right? So you're feeling left out. You're not part of the community. You're not part of, and when, you know, back in the day when you weren't part of the community, you starved, literally. And so this is a deep abandonment wound, they're telling me, that's going to set in. And this is taking me back again to that reading I did If I know which one it is, I'll link it below. It had the cards sight and sound, like sight and sound in the beginning. It showed eyes and lightning, I think. It was rather weird. So it was like, you know, like you see lightning and then you hear thunder. And, oh, yeah, I don't know. But, okay, it's just repeating. These cards are just repeating what I just said here. That it's going to heal a deep emotional wound of abandonment, because like I said back in the day, if you weren't part of the community or part of the group, you literally starved. And then but now in this day and age, you know, that wound comes up in different ways. It comes up when you feel like you're not getting love, or it makes you feel like you're not loved or lovable, when you feel like someone in your group or connection or life in general just has abandoned you. So but this is going to have a sudden, it's going to be a sudden, like a sudden change or sudden release. Oh, this said electric. And when I read that, when the keywords that I read at the beginning, this said electric. And when I read it, it felt important. And I see it here. It's going to be like, they're showing me, like if you had a heart attack and those paddles that they put on you and shock you, it's going to be something like that occurs. And it's going to be like a sudden release of that deep emotional vibrational energy that's been embedded, like through, I guess, through your emotional body or DNA. Is clearing it. It's like I hear the words clearing, you know, like when they do that and then they boom boom, and I think they yell the word clearing. So I'm hearing that clearing and then the strike of it. So it's going to be a sudden release of that energy. Might be why they want you to rest and be silent. So it's, you know, this probably will be a thing that happens in sleep, or, you know, just kind of hits you suddenly or hits someone suddenly. So you want to watch for that. But it's kind of interesting how these just repeated what I said with the tarot cards, but also carrots too. I want to say they're under the ground, and that's earth energy. They grow under the ground. You don't see it. You only see the tops. You don't actually see the carrots. So this has been an underlying thing that's been growing here. That's going to be cleared out in that way. What will this moon take from us, whether we like it or not? What's being taken from us, whether we like it or not? And I see definitely that emotional wound is going to be cleared, of abandonment. And that one can make things very difficult. It can make people act in strange ways, you know, fear, not allow, you know, or fear of rejection keeps you, you know, keeps you silent, keeps you not wanting to express yourself or take chances or reach out or that kind of thing. What will this moon take from you, whether you like it or not? Because it being death, that's why I put this placement. This being Scorpio, what is Scorpio energy taking from us, whether we like it or not? And it is unstable effect or effort or something. 5 of Swords. So that's a good thing it's taking. So we definitely want to see it taking that. And it's the perfect success, the 10 of Cups, and then the Lovers. Interesting. 5 of Swords. It's the things that the mind create that keep us from the love and the emotional fulfillment. You know, this is in the center. And so it's definitely talking to me about the mental battles, the battles between the emotional fulfillment with someone very special and dear. It's taking that mental conflict. It's taking the battle, the win or lose mentality, or I must win at all costs mentality that costs you this, right? It's taking that 5 energy away. And I love this because I'm pretty sure, let me just go back, we had the Hierophant at the start, and then we had the 5 of Swords, the 5 of, okay, we have 5, 5, 5. I was right. So we have this, it's talking about the 5 of Cups and the Hierophant. So it's this, it's been pointing to this all along. So the 5, the structure, right? What something is based off of. So that's definitely coming up. 5, 5, 5. It's what it's taking from us is that win or lose mentality, win at all cost. Oh no, actually, this is 7. This is, oh, I'm wrong with that. This is the 7 of Swords. Oh, so this is the same. It's the same but different. You know, it's not a 5. So we don't have 555, but it gives me the same feeling as betrayal. You know, it is again that sense of, it's the same visual as a 5 of Swords in most cards. It's the you know, the betrayal, the theft, things that take away. Once again, the emotional fulfillment of love and connection. So it's betrayal and theft and lies and deception and that type of thing. It's taking that away. So let's see what this charms have to say it's taking. Yes, because this man's holding the 5 of Swords. So I still feel the 5 of Swords vibe is vibing there. And then this says bike and skills. It just kind of popped. I want to see what it was. That's a balance for me. That is a balance of energy. And we have chair attendants, rose, feminine, and ring contract. So it's taking away it could be taking away, especially since we have the lovers and then we see them here in this, you know, the energy that kind of keeps it can keep the feminine away from masculine energy. This is turning into like a relationship reading for some reason. You know, and it can be something that's keeping you from, you know, committing to yourself, fully to yourself with attendance and contract. I mean, take this as it resonates, but it's taking away something that is unsavory in regards to fulfillment and love connections, and the way perhaps the feminine shows up for herself, keeps her from fully showing up from herself for some, you know, whatever the reason, and committing to self or to this other person. It's taking that unsavory energy away and out of the equation. And so too, when you relate to your own inner masculine, it's this kind of energy where you when you're not in your inner masculine, you can tolerate these types of things because your masculine isn't standing up within yourself to put those boundaries up. So it's helping clear that within self of the feminine and the masculine. So I see that very strongly there. But basically what it's taking is the 7 of Swords. So everything, it's healing the emotional disconnect in those deep wounds, and it's taking away the lies, the deception, that kind of thing that keeps everything from being connected in a more cohesive way. So what blessing will replace what's taken? I'm going to use a blessing card. I'm going to, with this and the tarot and the charm. So we're going to see what blessing is being replaced. But it's actually not taking it's not taking a good thing away from us. It's taking something that is not working away. But what blessing will be replaced? Will replace what's taken. So what blessing is coming on top of? Nope. What blessing is taking place? And it's Knight of Pentacles. And I saw this on the cut. Material happiness. 9 of Cups. And 7 of... I just do not know what these words that they're putting down there, but it's the 7 of Pentacles. So it's talking about slower, reliable energy, slow growth, patience, and happiness is the blessing that it's bringing in. This is like a harvest. It's like okay, I'm hearing a long-awaited harvest of happiness and fulfillment. A wish fulfilled is what blessing is coming. They're saying a long-awaited journey. Sort of like the opening energy of a situation that you've been rambling around about, trying to find answers on for a long time. So it's been a long time coming. They're saying emotional fulfillment, happiness, wish fulfilled emotionally is one of the blessings that's coming. But let's look at the blessing cards. See what else may come as a blessing from this moon. And it is a blessing on your wisdom. So I guess perhaps to know what, what makes you happy, or that kind of thing. But there's some sort of knowledge or wisdom that's that's coming to you as a blessing. And we are going to do, also I need to see something here. Okay. We're going to do this. What blessing is it coming? What blessing is coming? Knight of Pentacles is talking about stability. Seven of Pentacles is growth. So I'm hearing long-awaited wish fulfillment. What other blessing is this moon bringing to us? And it's wine and grapes, a date. So if you've been wanting a date, conversation about a date, if you want, this card came up, and I had a really weird dream about a blue macaw, and then this card came up. Oh, it was in my Vampire Lovers reading. Under here is unpredictability, black swan, so birds. Rocking horse, childhood is coming up. Unpredictable childhood. I don't know if that pertains, but a long-awaited fulfillment, emotional fulfillment of a conversation about a date, perhaps. So if you've been waiting for that, it's coming. And I just want to close with what other closing messages this moon energy has for us. So if you have a question, you may want to place it here and see how it may answer it, or we're just going to leave this to open guidance. Just want to show you where I cut. Oh, Queen of Cups and Knight of Cups. This came up. So there's a moon illumination on the Queen of Cups, illuminating emotions, emotional offer perhaps. Let's see. What guidance does this moon want to leave us with? The moon, Scorpio, guidance. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I don't look at the top one, but is this the Lovers? Or no, this is the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Isn't that interesting? That's beautiful. So, this of course can be with another person, but this can be, balancing your inner and outer masculine. And this is prudence, Eight of Pentacles. So this talks about the work, the effort, a dedication to love, and love of another and love of self. And interesting, right here I see the Ace of Pentacles. So double aces coming up, solid foundation and emotional energy. And then we're going to pull from the charms to see if they have anything to add. I just love the imagery on this deck, and I just love it for this moon's energy. For some reason, it's just feeling like what this moon feels like to me. So let's just see. We have butter, smooth over. So we talked about healing energies in the beginning with the dolphins, right? So there's something that's smooth over coming up. Butter, smooth as butter. And I'm going to pull another one here. Oh, it felt like that one. And we have truce. Isn't that interesting? Undercurrent is stopwatch, time's up, and it may be why the suddenness of it all. And then the top one was snake, cold-blooded. So it's like time's up on the betrayal, right? We saw the Seven of Swords was what was going to be removed, and so that's betrayal, lies, cold-blooded energy, mistrust. That would be a mistrusting kind of energy. So there's going to be a smooth over and a truce energy coming up with love, and perhaps balancing within self as well. Take it as you will, how it resonates. Pretty interesting full moon in Scorpio reading. Angel blessings to everyone. Oceans of love. And if I remember that song, I will, or if I find the song, I will put it below. Big hugs.